Welcome back, folks. We're on the road. Got ourselves a 30-footer, fifth wheel, brand design, 260 RD. Light in comparison to last week's 14,000 pound, 40-foot fifth wheel. This is only 8,000. Working with a wind coming out of the south at about 10 to 15, so a little bit of rocking going on as it hits the side. But alright, now we got about 3.5 hours, 240 miles to go. Getting about 10 miles to the gallon. We'll see what the average ends up being. Nice little trailer overall. That's about it right now. Not much else going on. Don't have everything booked up for Sunday coming up. Gonna do some work around the homestead. Weather's changing. Rainy day. So we're just gonna do some inside work, and that's about it. Try and relax. Don't have anything the following weekend yet. So, thanks for hanging out. I'll share some more, I'll post some more videos as stuff goes on. See ya. Alrighty, welcome back, guys. Sitting on the side of the turnpike. The old hemi there earlier today decided that the heater hose, in this case it was the top heater hose. I don't feel like popping the hood to show you, but decided to blow. I guess the hose was old and it just split and blew, and of course, you know, your coolant runs at, you know, 10 to 20 psi, and well, it spewed all the coolant out. What happened was I was coming down a grade, and coming down, and I saw the grade in front of me. Since, you know, I'm in Pennsylvania, everywhere you go is a freaking hill. So the truck decided it was gonna drop like 3 gears, and then pegged freaking went from 2 grand, was struggling, dropped 3 gears, pegged to like 5,500 RPM, and then I heard a loud pop. I'm like, well, that wasn't good. I either just dropped the valve body out of the transmission, blew a tire, or some damn thing happened and it wasn't good. You know, so I'm like, all right, I gotta keep going, you know, nowhere to pull off. Looking at my gauges, I'm like, all right, I don't see nothing wrong. Hit a stoplight, make a right turn, rolling along, and then next thing you know, looking at the coolant gauge, it starts moving. Like 220, 230, 235, 240. I'm like, all right, I'm in trouble. So I found a spot, happened to be at gravel church parking lot. Ripped off the road. Of course, still had my fifth wheel behind me. Pulled in there, popped the hood. Looking around. Can't see anything. I don't see where any of the coolant came out of. I had about 1.75 gallons of 50. I had a half a gallon 50/50, full gallon of full strength, and like 1 gallon of water. So I had like 2.5 gallons in the bed. So I took the water first, poured it in, and next thing you know, because, you know, the truck's at like 240 plus, so boiling point for water. Next thing I know, all that water I poured in, you hear a lot of bubbling, and basically just starts spraying. I'm like, well, thank you for showing me what's broke. Like, that's fixable. So I went and jumped in the bed box, called up my brother and be like, hey, might need you to come with the other truck and the trailer. I'm like, I might need hauled home depending on how things go today. So I got the hose off, cut it, ended up having enough slack to slide it back on, got it clamped up. poured in everything I had, all the water and coolant that I had. Wasn't enough. And the problem is that I had was 3 weeks prior to that, I was checking the coolant was low, and I forgot to put the radiator cap back on when I was checking things. So I was driving down the road without the radiator cap, and well, at that time it spewed out too. So the fix for that was I poured in like 1.5 gallons of water then. Well, that leads to where the problem is now. Is I've got more water than coolant running through the block. And since Hemis run on the hotter side, water doesn't like running at that temperature. Starts to boil, starts to steam. Well, boiling and steaming, what does that do to your cooling system? Creates air pockets, steam pockets. So I'm driving along, I'm like, get down to a gas station where I can pick up some more coolant and some more water. Wasn't thinking this very far through. Poured in the universal green. I'm like, all right, I'm good. You know, gauge is hovering around 212, 220. I'm like, yeah, typical Hemi. Start getting down the road, you know, got 8,000 pounds of fifth wheel behind me. Starts getting more hotter. Pull off, let it cool down a little bit. Cooled down from 240 to like 220s. Anyways, I got it, made it to the delivery site. Truck's running at like 245. It's overheating at that point. I shouldn't even have let it run, but I did. And got there, talked to the guy, and of course, you know, I'm looking at his driveway. It's like 30-degree angle. I'm like, why are the like Pennsylvania's great, but I hate the hills. Some of these people's driveways, so I'm like, all right, of course it's all gravel. So I backed up, made it looking down, I'm like, all right, I'm at like 240 on my coolant. It cooled off a tiny bit from 248. Dropped it in 4 low, told the guy I'm going to send it. Got it up to the driveway, got it parked, unhooked, got paid, got on the road. Everything's looking all right. You know, I popped the hood. I'm like, yep, still full of coolant, sitting right between min and max. Problem is that 60-70% water in the cooling system. Man, it just wasn't doing me any favors. So yeah, long story short, I thought I was good. Got fuel. You know, I was hovering around the 220s. So I'm like, all right, I can run 220s home, whatever. Got food, got gas, didn't turn it off at any point. I'm like, all right, should be good. Get on the highway. As soon as I get on the highway, 2 minutes later, starts creeping up. I'm like, come on, it's been fine for the last 25 minutes since I left the guy's house. But nope, I'm like, I got 2 hours and 100 and some miles to go. And I just can't it just won't run cool. It's perfectly full of the mixture, but it's not enough to cool it down. It keeps building pressure. And if I got it cooled off. I was pulled over on the side of the highway, hit like 250, 260, pulled over, pulled the cap carefully. It took like 10 minutes to finally get the pressure relief. You know, it bubbled back down. Like, I thought maybe I got an air pocket out. No. So, here we sit. I got a ways to go. Let's see. It is, try and get my watch to work, 7:20 in the evening. My brother left the house around 6, so he should be here in about 30 more minutes, I assume. We'll load it on the trailer and we'll drive 2 hours back. I was hoping I could just kind of limp it home, but don't want to blow the damn motor up, overheating it repeatedly. I mean, 260 was as hot as it got. The hottest it's gotten. I shut it down about 240s like 3 times today, so fingers crossed nothing else has hurt. So when I get it home, plan is just basically I'm going to pull the lower radiator hose and just dump everything out of it. Everything that'll come out. It's going to be probably a few gallons, but then I'm just going to go buy a bunch of gallons of full strength concentrate, just dump them in. And that probably going to need, I don't know, 3 to 5 gallons of full strength, Plus, I gotta get some, put some back in the bed, so I gotta buy like 3 gallons for the bed. I always got 2 gallons of oil in there. I don't have brake fluid, but I got power steering fluid, trans fluid. I got everything right now except coolant since I used it all. But, so yep, just waiting for him to show up. And then, is what it is, you know? This is the world of hotshotting, trucking. Stuff happens, you just gotta go with the punches. So, thanks for listening. Okay guys, so obviously made it home last night. Brother came with the old Duramax and a trailer. So we did the back and forward because this truck is so dang long. Had to put it up on some wood so I can get the front end over the box because we didn't have enough tongue weight last night. We got a little sway, so this was like back here, so we got it about almost 2 feet further forward. That helped. We still had to drive a little slow because 9 out of 10 times I could usually put the center hub over this stake pocket, and usually that's a perfect ride. I could float down the highway at any speed I want with no sway, but we had sway last night. I mean, you know, the truck being so long, the rear tire was back basically here, so we got it this far forward. It helped, but yeah, the plan is I'm going to replace the heater core hoses with some Mopar OEMs. They're 108 bucks on like Rock Auto and stuff. So I'm going to replace those hoses and I'm going to flush it. I'm going to try and get the block plugs out to drain the block. Just fill it back up with the OAT, the organic acid technology coolant that they recommend. And then I got to service the trailer because last night there was basically no trailer brakes and we don't know why. I'm wondering if something happened with the grease seal and all my brakes are greased at this point. Won't know until I get it in the garage and get everything ripped apart. At this point, it's the end of the season, being it's basically November at this point, so this is about the time of the year I tear the trailers apart and I service them. I go through the electrical on them from front to back, make sure there's nothing wrong with any of the electrical. This front driver tire was cool to the touch when I grabbed the hub, you know, in retrospect, but the other 3 were actually hot when I touched them, so I don't know if that's just not enough grease on the bearings or if the brakes were working but not adequately enough. It's usually the hub's being hotter, so I had the brakes cranked on my brake controller basically 12 and we weren't getting a whole lot of assist from it. So yeah, that's the game plan. That's what we're going to be doing this week, is get all this back together. And I do have some work coming up in a week or two, but because I will need this trailer for that work and I will need the truck for that work, so I got a week to get everything squared away, and I'll try and bring you along for that adventure. Thanks.